Imagine walking into a packed room full of strangers. Now ask yourself this: what makes everyone notice that one person before they've even said anything? They are not necessarily the tallest, the best dressed, or the most talented in the room. Yet, the moment they speak, people pause. When they share an idea, others back it up. They move with an effortless ease that commands respect, without ever asking for it. We see people like this every day in our workplaces, our social circles, and on screen. And almost automatically, we wonder what makes them so different. Why do some individuals attract trust and opportunities so naturally, while others struggle just to be heard? Is confidence a rare genetic gift reserved for a fortunate few, or is it a mental skill that anyone can build? For decades, researchers and psychologists have asked this exact question. And what they discovered completely changes everything we thought we knew about human potential. To understand true confidence, we first have to tear down a common myth. Most people confuse confidence with loud, aggressive behavior. We see someone dominating conversations, taking up space, and claiming to have all the answers, and we call them confident. But in psychology, that isn't confidence at all. That is arrogance. Arrogance is actually a defensive shield. It is usually rooted in deep insecurity, built to protect a fragile ego from judgment or failure. Arrogant people demand constant validation from the outside world because they lack security on the inside. True confidence, on the other hand, is quiet. It isn't the belief that you are better than everyone else in the room. It is simply the quiet trust in your own ability to handle whatever happens, even if you make a mistake. Confident people don't feel the need to prove themselves, because their self-worth is already secure. So, how does the brain build this kind of inner security? Legendary psychologist Albert Bandura studied this exact process and called it self-efficacy, which is simply your brain's belief in your ability to handle a specific challenge. Your brain doesn't become confident through wishful thinking or repeating daily affirmations in the mirror. It becomes confident through hard evidence. Every time you tackle a difficult problem, try a new skill, or navigate an awkward situation, your brain notes the outcome. Bandura discovered that small, repeated successes act as proof for your mind. With every small win, your brain builds a mental track record that sends a simple message: I can handle this. Confidence isn't something you are born with. It is built brick by brick, experience by experience. If building confidence sounds that straightforward, why do so many of us struggle with it? The answer traces back thousands of years to how our brains evolved to survive. Deep inside your brain sits a tiny threat detector called the amygdala. Millions of years ago, staying safe meant avoiding risk, staying close to the group, and avoiding social rejection, which back then could mean physical danger. Today, that same internal alarm system still operates at full strength. When you think about speaking up in a meeting, starting a new project, or walking up to a stranger, your brain doesn't see a harmless social moment. It registers potential judgment and rejection as a threat to your survival. It floods your body with stress signals, urging you to stay safe inside your comfort zone. That fear isn't a sign that you're weak. It's just an ancient survival mechanism doing its job a little too well. This brings us to the biggest mistake people make when trying to build confidence. Most people wait for the feeling of confidence to show up before they take action. They tell themselves they will apply for the job, start the business, or speak up once they feel ready and fearless. Psychology proves that the human mind actually works in the exact opposite direction. Think of it as a loop. The common belief is that confidence leads to action. But in reality, action comes first. When you take action despite feeling uncertain, you gain real-world experience. That experience provides proof to your brain. That proof creates real confidence, which then makes taking the next action much easier. You don't wait for confidence to appear so you can take action. You take action so confidence can grow. Interestingly, this shift isn't just taking place in your mind. It is directly tied to your physical body. Psychologists refer to this as embodied confidence, The idea that your body posture doesn't just reflect how you feel, it actually changes how you feel. When you slouch your shoulders, look down, and take quick, shallow breaths, your brain picks up on those physical cues and assumes you're in danger. It releases stress hormones that make you feel more anxious. But when you make steady eye contact, pull your shoulders back, and speak with a calm, steady voice, your biology shifts. Your brain receives a clear signal that you are safe and in control. You don't just look more confident to the outside world, your brain actually starts to feel more confident from the inside out. Over time, these simple physical and mental adjustments add up to change how you view yourself. One of the most effective ways to build real self-trust is keeping small promises to yourself. When you commit to waking up at a planned time, exercising, or finishing a task, and you actually follow through, you prove to your mind that you are reliable. Another vital step is stepping away from the trap of constant comparison. When you measure your everyday life against someone else's highlight reel, you naturally destroy your own self-esteem. By celebrating small daily wins and getting comfortable with awkward or unfamiliar situations, you gradually teach your brain that discomfort isn't dangerous, it's just a sign that you are growing. However, as you build these habits, there is one crucial distinction you must keep in mind: the link between confidence and real skill. Confidence without skill is just self-deception. It leads to poor choices, reckless mistakes, and ultimate disappointment. On the other hand, having high skill without confidence is a quiet tragedy. It leaves capable, brilliant people overlooked because they never step forward to share their gifts. The most respected individuals work on both at the same time. They master their craft behind the scenes, while constantly pushing themselves to step into the light. True authority happens when real skill meets quiet self-trust. At its core, confidence was never about being perfect, fearless, or having all the answers. The most confident people in the world feel fear, doubt, and uncertainty just like everyone else. The only difference is that they refuse to let those feelings make the decisions for them. Confidence isn't the absence of fear. It is the decision that what you are reaching for is far more important than the temporary fear of falling. Every person you admire was once terrified to take their very first step. They didn't wait for permission, and they didn't wait to feel completely ready. They stepped forward anyway, and let the confidence catch up with them.